Total Preparation Jankipuram Lucknow welcomes you all to its online program.
Friends, in this video, we would be discussing the current affairs topics from 23rd of May till 29th of May. Let us quickly begin with our first question. On which app has the Union Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology started providing information related to India Meteorological Department? The answer to this question is Umang. The Union Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has developed Umang app to take forward the initiatives of Digital India program of Government of India. This app also provides information related to the Indian Meteorological Department, which is also known as IMD. The Prime Minister of India launched Umang app in the year 2017 for making all major government services available on a single mobile app to the citizens. The full form of Umang is Unified Mobile Application for New Age Governance. 7 IMD services have recently been onboarded on this application. These are current weather conditions, nowcast, city forecast, rainfall information, tourism forecast, warning and cyclones. Name 2 companies in the energy sector to have signed a memorandum of understanding to create a joint venture company for renewable energy business. The answer is NTPC and ONGC. So friends, let us discuss some very important points which are related to this joint venture. National Thermal Power Corporation Limited, NTPC under Ministry of Power, Government of India, and Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited, ONGC under Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, have recently signed a memorandum of understanding to form a joint venture company for renewable energy business. According to this agreement, NTPC and ONGC will explore the possibilities of setting up offshore wind and other renewable energy projects in India and abroad. It is important to note that NTPC currently has 920 megawatt installed renewable energy projects and about 2300 megawatt renewable energy projects are currently under construction. Simultaneously, NTPC Group has a total installed capacity of 62,110 megawatt. Among these, NTPC has 70 power stations, which includes 24 for coal, 25 JVs, 7 joint gas or liquid, 1 hydro and 13 renewable energy centers. ONGC currently has 176 megawatt renewable energy projects, which includes 153 megawatt wind power projects and 23 megawatt solar power projects. This new agreement will help ONGC for renewable energy business to achieve the target of adding 10 gigawatt of renewable energy to its portfolio by 2040. It will also help NTPC to achieve the ambitious target of 32 gigawatt of renewable energy projects by 2032. So the next question is, which state has recently started a new program named Restart to support the MSME sector of the state? The answer is Andhra Pradesh. So friends, let us start. What is this program Restart? Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, has started a new program by the name of Restart to support the MSME region of the affected state due to nationwide lockdown. This program is expected to benefit 98,000 units of MSMEs, which provide employment to over 1 million people. Under this program, the government of Andhra Pradesh will spend Rs 1100 crores for the revival of MSME sector. This initiative will benefit more than 72,531 micro, 24,252 small and 645 medium industries of the state. According to the data released by the Reserve Bank of India, what is India's foreign exchange reserves position currently? The answer is $487.04 billion. So let's get into the details. According to the data released by the Reserve Bank of India, the country's foreign exchange reserves increased by $9.2 billion between April 1st and May 15th. It was $485.31 billion for the week ending 8th of May. India's forex reserves increased by $1.73 billion to reach $487.04 billion on May 15th, 2020. After an increase in the previous figures on March 6, 2020, foreign currency reserves had declined by $11.983 billion as of March 20th, 2020, which was the maximum since the global financial crisis of 2008. However, it increased later. Foreign currency assets increased from $1.122 billion to $448.67 billion. It has now increased to $32.906 billion with an increase of $616 million in the gold reserves. It has now increased to $1.425 billion from the International Monetary Fund with a $2 million increase in special drawing rights. According to RBI data, the reserve fund's position with the IMF has declined by $13 million and is now at $4.038 billion. The Horticulture Department of the Government of Bihar has tied up with which government department to supply Shahi Lychee and Jardalu mango? The answer is Postal Department, Government of India. The Postal Department of Government of India and Horticulture Department of Government of Bihar have mutually agreed to supply Shahi Lychee and Jardalu mango to the people of Bihar at their doorstep. It is important to note that in the nationwide lockdown caused by COVID-19, lychee and mango producers are facing difficulties in taking their products to the market. Shahi Lychee is mainly cultivated in Muzaffarpur and its surrounding districts in Bihar, which is available from the month of May to June. The cultivation of royal lychee covers an area of about 25,800 hectares, which produces about 300,000 tons every year. The famous royal lychee was given the geographical indicator tag in the year 2018. Jardalu mango of Bhagalpur in Bihar is famous all over the world due to its unique fragrance. This variety of mango is known for its light yellow skin and sweetness. Jardalu mango was first planted in Bhagalpur region by Maharaja Rahmat Ali Khan Bahadur of Kharagpur. Jardalu mango was awarded the GI tag in the year 2018. The customers can place purchase orders for Shahi Lychee and Jardalu mango on the website of the department, which is horticulture.bihar.gov.in. Which state has detected a new species of freshwater small fish of the Cyprinidae family, Puntius sanctus? The answer is Tamil Nadu. A new species of Puntius sanctus, a small freshwater fish of the family Cyprinidae, has been identified in Velankani, Tamil Nadu. The fish has been identified and named by Matthews Plemotil, Head of Zoology Department of BJM Government College in Kollam, Tamil Nadu. This fish is very small and grows up to a length of 7 centimeters. Puntius species is locally known as Paral in Kerala and Kende in Tamil Nadu. These are purely freshwater fish. Although these fish found in Kerala and Tamil Nadu are similar, the one found in Velankani differs from the rest of the species. Which state has given the status of an industry to sports recently? The answer is Mizoram. Mizoram, a state in northeast India, has given sports the status of an industry for the purpose of employment generation. The main goal of this decision is to professionalize the sports in the state. Mizoram is known for its significant game of football. Football is played competitively through the Mizoram Premier League and the state's Premier Football League. At least 100 Mizo players are currently part of the Indian Super League, which is one of the top premier football leagues in India. The state has a significant number of players playing football for major clubs across the country. The state has also done well in recent years in hockey and weightlifting. Which tunnel was inaugurated recently under Char Dham project? The name of the tunnel is Chamba Tunnel. On 26th of May 2020, Shri Nitin Gadkari, the Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, inaugurated the Chamba Tunnel under the Char Dham project through video conference. Border Roads Organization has constructed a 440-meter long tunnel on the Rishikesh-Dharasu Highway NH94 under Chamba city. BRO is an important stakeholder in the prestigious Char Dham project, and Team Shivalik has successfully constructed this tunnel. The latest Austrian technology has been used in the construction of this tunnel. This tunnel will be opened for traffic about 3 months prior to the scheduled date of its completion. The Char Dham project involves widening and repairing of 889 kilometers of national highway going to Kedarnath, Badrinath, Gangotri and Yamunotri. So friends, our next question is, which ministry recently launched Biodiversity Conservation Internship Program? The answer to this question is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change launched the Biodiversity Sanrakshan Internship Program for conservation of biodiversity on May 22nd, 2020. It is proposed to engage 20 students with postgraduate degrees for a period of 1 year through an open, transparent and online competitive process. This program includes National Biodiversity Authority (NBA) and United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) as a nodal agency. The program will involve active and creative students who are ready to learn about natural resource management and biodiversity conservation and support NBA projects in various states and union territories and state biodiversity boards and associations. The state territories are ready to assist technically in following the orders of the Biodiversity Council. Which app was recently approved by Google Play Store which will be used to distribute liquor in Kerala? The answer to this question is BevQ. Let's understand about the app. The Google Play Store recently approved the BevQ app, which will be used to distribute alcohol in Kerala. This app has been developed by Faircode Technologies Private Limited, a Kochi-based startup. This newly developed mobile app introduced a virtual queue system for the sale of liquor in the state of Kerala. This will reduce crowding at liquor shops and will not violate the rules of social distancing. It will be used by Beverages Corporation BevCo of Kerala to distribute liquor in the state. Which state or union territory has cancelled the Kheer Bhavani Mela organized annually due to COVID-19 pandemic? The answer to this question is Jammu and Kashmir. Let us try and understand the Kheer Bhavani Mela a bit in detail. The annual Kheer Bhavani Mela to be held on 30th of May 2020 in Tulumula village of Gandarbal district in Jammu and Kashmir was cancelled by the charitable trust of the state due to COVID-19 pandemic. Kheer Bhavani Mela is one of the biggest religious events of the Kashmiri Pandit community. This festival is celebrated by millions of Hindu pilgrims across the country, especially by the Kashmiri Pandit community at the famous Ragnana Devi temple in Gandarbal district, also known locally as Mata Kheer Bhavani. This festival is celebrated on the day of Jesht Ashtami as per the Hindu calendar. It is important to note that the color of the waterfalls around the Kheer Bhavani temple changes with seasonal changes in the Kashmir valley. Which freedom fighter's birth anniversary was celebrated on 28th of May? The answer is Veer Savarkar. The full name of Veer Savarkar was Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. He was born on May 28, 1883 in Bhagur village of Nashik district, Maharashtra. Savarkar was associated with a nationalist organization called India House, and he also founded a secret organization named Abhinav Bharat and the Free India Society. In the year 1909, Savarkar wrote a book by the name of The Indian War of Independence 1857. In this book, he expressed the view that the Indian Rebellion of 1857 was the first Indian mass rebellion against British colonial rule. In 1910, Savarkar was arrested for his links with the revolutionary group India House. In 1911, the British government sentenced Savarkar to 50 years of rigorous imprisonment and locked him up in the Kalapani jail, located in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, but he was released in the year 1921. Savarkar died on February 26, 1966. The government renamed the airport at Port Blair, the capital of Andaman and Nicobar, as the Veer Savarkar International Airport in the year 2000. When is the International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers celebrated? It is celebrated on 29th of May. The International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers is observed by the UNO every year on 29th of May. The theme of this day for the year 2020 is Women in Peacekeeping, a Key to Peace, which marks the 20th anniversary of the adoption of Resolution number 1325 of the United Nations Security Council on Women, Peace and Security. The main purpose of this day is to remember the soldiers who were martyred for peace and to honor their supreme sacrifice. This day was celebrated for the first time in the year 2003. The first United Nations Peace Mission was formed on May 29, 1948. It played an important role in its first mission of complying with the ceasefire during Arab-Israel War in 1948 itself. Which institute has signed an MOU with Narmada Basin Project Company Limited to finance hydropower projects and multipurpose projects in Madhya Pradesh? The answer is Power Finance Corporation. Power Finance Corporation has signed an MOU with Narmada Basin Project Company Limited for financing rupees 22,000 crores towards 225 megawatt hydroelectric power projects and multipurpose projects in Madhya Pradesh. PFC is a public sector undertaking under the Union Ministry of Power and is also India's leading non-banking financial company. Narmada Basin Projects Company Limited is a wholly owned company of the Government of Madhya Pradesh. Under this agreement, funds will be made available for some of the major multipurpose projects like Basania Multipurpose Project, Dindori, Chinki Boras Multipurpose Project, Narsinghpur Raisen, Hoshangabad, Sakkar Pench Link, Narsinghpur Chhindwara, Dudhi Project, Chhindwara, Hoshangabad, etc. Who has been appointed as the president of New Development Bank, NDB? The answer is Marcos Trijo. The former Deputy Economy Minister of Brazil, Marcos Predo Trijo, has been elected as new president of the Shanghai-based NDB. He was appointed as chairman of the multilateral financial institution established by BRICS countries in place of KV Kamath, a well-experienced Indian banker. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman attended a special Board of Governors meeting through video conference. Anil Kishore of India was elected as the Vice President of NDB during the conference. So our next question is, Twitter has recently linked the tweet of which country's president to the fact-checking page? The answer is America. Twitter recently regarded a tweet of US President Donald Trump as misleading after linking it with a fact-checking page. In relation to the US President's tweet, Twitter displayed a message that read, "Get the facts about mail-in ballots." Although Twitter clarified that the move was meant to provide context to the tweets, the president alleged that Twitter was interfering in 2020 presidential elections. Which country started the development of its first stealth bomber named Pagda? The answer is Russia. Russia has built its first stealth bomber aircraft under its Perspective Aviation Complex for long-range aviation program. It is currently modernizing its military at a very fast pace. Stealth bomber is one such advanced technology. This bomber aircraft is a second-generation fighter aircraft after Sukhoi Su-57 supersonic fighter jet. Which company, together with CSIR IIIM, Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, has developed a new RT lamp-based COVID-19 diagnostic kit? The answer is Reliance Industries. CSIR IIIM Jammu, a premier institute under the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, has partnered with Reliance Industries Limited to develop a new RT lamp-based COVID-19 diagnostic kit. The RT lamp, which is reversed transcriptase loop-mediated isothermal amplification kit, is a nucleic acid-based test taken from patients with a nasal or throat swab sample. It is a fast, inexpensive and accurate test kit. Friends, with this we come to our next question. Which Indian state or union territory has decided to declare cultivation of lakh as an agricultural activity? The answer is Chhattisgarh. Bhupesh Baghel, the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, recently approved the proposal of the State Forest Department to declare farming of lakh as an agricultural activity. It will soon be approved by the cabinet. Thousands of lakh insects inhabit the branches of host trees and secrete lacquer pigment. Chhattisgarh is one of the major producers of lakh in the country. This step will increase the productivity and credit availability of lakh farmers. Which Indian American has won the Inventor of the Year award from the New York Intellectual Property Law Association? It is Mr. Rajiv Joshi. Rajiv Joshi, an Indian American scientist, was honored with the prestigious Inventor of the Year award by the New York Intellectual Property Law Association. He is an alumnus of IIT Mumbai. According to the Press Trust of India, he has more than 250 patented inventions in the US and is currently working at the IBM Thomson Watson Research Center in New York. He has been selected for this award for his contribution to the electronic industry and for improving artificial intelligence capabilities. Where is the head office of Indian Dispute Resolution Centre located, which was in the headlines recently? The answer is New Delhi. The former Supreme Court judge and the judge of International Commercial Court of Singapore, A.K. Sikri, inaugurated the Indian Dispute Resolution Centre IDRC recently. IDRC provides a paperless dispute resolution environment through some software portals. Its arbitration panel consists of judges of the Supreme Courts, High Court, District Courts, senior advocates, former bureaucrats, and chartered accountants. IDRC is strategically located at commercial locations in the country and has its head office in New Delhi. What is the theme of International Day to End Obstetric Fistula 2020? So the theme is End Gender Inequality, End Health Inequities, End Fistula Now. The United Nations is celebrating International Day to End Obstetric Fistula since 23rd of May 2013. Obstetric fistula is one of the most serious lesions which can occur during childbirth. This condition affects those women who are prone to infections or other health conditions. Women also face social stigma due to this. This day is celebrated to raise awareness about the issue and garner support from all over the world. Which Indian state or union territory has formed a migration commission to identify the skills of migrant workers and provide employment? The answer is Uttar Pradesh. So let's understand the Migration Commission. The government of Uttar Pradesh has announced to constitute a migration commission to identify the skills of migrant workers and provide them employment. The government has also planned to provide insurance and a job security scheme to the workers returning to the state. 2.3 million workers and expatriates have returned to the state during this pandemic. The proposed Migration Commission will get information about the skills of these migrants and provide them training, employment, and loan facilities. Who has been appointed as the practice manager of the World Bank for climate change and disaster risk management for South Asia? The answer is Abhas Jha. An Indian economist, Abhas Jha, has been appointed by the World Bank as a practice manager for climate change and disaster risk management for South Asia. The appointment has been made at this critical time when Amphan cyclone has hit India in West Bengal, Orissa and Bangladesh. Abhas Jha will lead and encourage the disaster risk management and climate change team of South Asia region. So friends, with this we come to our last question. Which Indian financial institution has received a refinance facility of rupees 15,000 crores by the Reserve Bank of India? The answer to this question is SIDBI. So let's understand this facility in detail. In order to enable the supply of affordable credit to small-scale industries, RBI on April 17, 2020 had announced a special refinance facility of rupees 15,000 crores to SIDBI at a policy repo rate of RBI for a period of 90 days. This facility has now been extended for 90 days. RBI has also announced extension of rupees 15,000 crores credit line for Exim Bank. Exim Bank will use this to avail the US dollar swap facility for its forex requirements. The RBI governor has announced a reduction in key policy rates to revive the pace of growth and reduce the impact of COVID-19 while keeping inflation within the prescribed range. repo rate has been reduced from 4.4% to 4.0%, a reduction of 0.40%. The marginal standing facility MSF rate and bank rate have also been reduced from 4.65% to 4.25%. Similarly, the reverse repo rate has been reduced from 3.75% to 3.35%. So friends, with this we come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for being with us. We have tried to include few more important questions this time, which would be really helpful for you from the point of view of upcoming competitive exams. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share our video. In order to keep getting the updates on other current affairs related topics, please press the bell icon. Thank you.